Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So for today, I want to go through something that I've always had, right? I've always had this item, but I just did not know how to use it or like where to use it. So some of you guys might recognize this one particular sigil called the Inspiration Sigil, and unfortunately I can't click on it right now. Okay, so it looks something like this, right? It's the blue version of the Star Sigil, and you might be thinking to yourself, what the hell is this? Why is it that I'm not able to use it? And like, isn't it supposed to be wishing for like R characters and SR characters, like those typical gacha lower rarity summon tickets, right? But in actual fact, it is not. So the thing is, if you have completed 3-16 in the adventure, basically just completing the story for itself, what will happen is you will unlock the wish pool for your plays, which is also the artifacts or equipments or gears or runes, depending on what kind of game you came from. So there is going to be the hero portion over here, as you can see, and there is going to be a new section called the play section. So by play, it's really just all of these characters that you've already met before. So there is Surslet here, there is Ruko here. These two characters, they are going to have like their play version, which is just a spin-off of the main character basically, but they are not going to be actual characters for you to pull. They are not skins as well. So what happens is that these items, right, these things that you can wish for would then become specific equipment pieces, alright? Or rather, they call it play pieces. So for example, if you take a look at one of these SSR pieces here, you can equip a bunch of them together. But a 2-piece set will give you 30% attack speed, which is insane. A 3-piece set would, after casting an ultimate, basic attack within 10 seconds will deal an extra physical damage equal to 35% of AD. Can be triggered at most one time every 0.5 seconds, which is pretty good. So 20 of your basic attacks will do a lot more damage, which I think is a really good thing to have. So we're going to go ahead and do a few summons. We're just going to do 10, right? And let's see what we get. And I realized that I should have checked out the rates just yet, but I guess we can do it after this run, or rather after this summon is done. Come on, flicker to orange. Flicker to orange, let's go, come on. Oh man, no, not again. Okay, so we got a 3-star here, right? But it's not the same as like your 3-star character, for example, right? So I think the minimum rarity is going to be 3. Yeah, 3-star, 3-star, 3-star. And unfortunately, we can't see what they do just yet. We need to go into the particular UI so that we can view what they individually do. And we have our first 4-star over here. So this is Ting Ting Fin. And there is the Pro, there is the Interlude, and there is also the Fin. So there are 3 different pieces that you can equip onto any one of your characters. So there you go, we got a bunch of stuff, including some of the Inspiration Stardust, which is actually used to pity one of the 5-star play inspirations, which we will take a look at right after this as well. And of course, we also get some Starlight Tablets, which stack along with your usual Star Sigil tickets, right? Your normal hero summoning tickets. And what these are used for is in the exchange shop, where you can exchange for some other stuff, like even more tickets, for example, right? Even more summons. Okay, so we currently have 10 out of 120. And I wouldn't really recommend you guys to be using your precious Dubriostals for this, because from what I've seen, right, like essentially how the event has been handled thus far, it seems like there's a separate PT for the event banner, for example. So like these two banners here, they use separate PT from the event banner, which is kind of shit. So yeah, definitely don't touch your Dubriostals unless it's meant for an event, for example. Okay, so in terms of the rates, right, let's take a look at the rates. So 5-star play drop rate has only a 2%. Oh my goodness, this is so low. So it's the same as the hero drop rate as well. Yeah, it's exactly the same, and 79% for your 3-star play drop rate. Yeah, so the rates are super low, and including the fact that your currency actually don't come by that frequently, or rather your summon currencies, they don't come around very frequently at all. This is going to be very difficult for most players in the long run, I think. Now, where can we use these play, right? So we can take a look at our roster here, and let's take a look at one of our characters without like a full set. For example, I have Claw here, and she does not have the full set. In fact, she has a completely wrong set. So she's actually equipping herself with increased AD by 25, which is not right for her at all, because she needs AP, ability power, not AD, attack damage. So I'm actually going to switch this around and see what we have, right? So for example, we have this Tin Girl. So this increases her AD as well, which is not something that we need. And on her 3 set, 10 seconds after the battle starts, reduce the upcoming physical damage by 50%. Okay, so this is more for like a tank, or rather one of your hoplites, which is your warrior classes. Maybe we can check out the other pros that we have. So Santina increases armor by 32, and upon entering a battle, you gain a physical shield worth blah 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 blah. So this is more for like tanks. What about this? Increase max HP by 400 and increase out damage by 25% while reducing the basic attack damage by 15%. Okay, this is pretty interesting. So this is actually pretty decent for casters like Claw, for example, because maybe her basic attack is probably not as impactful as her actual skill, and her ultimate damage is definitely going to be a lot more superior than just relying on her basic attack. So as such, if we can complete a full set of this Horus play, then yeah, this is going to be quite effective. But for now, I guess we are just going to be using it for extra stats. So let's see whether we have any other int to match this. We only have the Tingle int, which is a completely wrong set. So we're actually not going to equip this at all because it adds AD, which is not something that our AP user needs. And let's take a look at our final piece for the fin. Do we have something useful? Ting Ting. Okay, so increased healing received by 10%. So it's more for like tanks, I think. Upon taking damage, restores HP, blah, blah. Yeah, so this is more for tanks. We have Phantom here with increased max HP. And after casting a skill or out, increases AD by 30%. So it's more for like melee attackers. We have Ohelia, increases armor and magic resist by 32 upon entering battle. Polymorph a random enemy. This effect lasts for 4 seconds. Oh, this is quite interesting. And I think it's not bad as well. What about this Tingle? We have another Tingle here. Wow, we can actually complete the entire Tingle set. So that's actually quite interesting. And yeah, so that's about it. So we can't actually complete anything, but I guess we can just equip some of these pieces just for like extra stats, right? So for example, like this. Or actually, you know what? Maybe we can actually just do this, right? Yeah, more stats, and we don't really need it for my other characters. So I think this is going to be fine. So because we have a complete Tingle set, I think we can actually equip it onto one of our other characters. So maybe it could be good on Basil. Okay, maybe not, because Basil is actually using a really good set right here. So let's see whether is it better than Tingle. Yeah, it's definitely a lot better than Tingle. Okay, so we're not going to use Tingle. But with that said, we can actually still use it on some of the other characters that I'm thinking of building. So for example, Mireia, who relies on AD. So I think she might do well with the Tingle set, for example. So let's just dump it all in. So this is going to increase her AD by an additional 32 when we complete the set, right? Like when we complete a 2-piece set here. So that's going to be perfect. And of course, we can complete the 3-piece set for some extra defensiveness, which is not necessarily that good, but hey, at least you have some extra stats right now. So this is another way for you to push your stats a little bit further after beating chapter 3. But anyway, that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys what the blue sigils are used for and whether they are useful or not. And in fact, yes, they are useful, very niche, and you are going to need to summon a lot of it in order to match all the sets. And on top of that, it's going to be very expensive because it's going to be extra summons that you will need to perform in order to get certain resources or certain plays for the rest of your characters. But of course, this is not the only way for you to get more of these plays, right? Because if you have the Outland here, you would also be able to obtain more of them via the Realm of Fighters under the Mesmerizing Labyrinth, which we will cover for a separate video as well. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more. I almost said dislike content. Higan Eruthyll content. And with that, this has been Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.